Based on real events, this case continues to baffle experts more than 60 years later. In the frigid, isolated wilderness of Soviet Russia in 1959, 9 young and experienced hikers set out on what was meant to be a challenging but achievable journey across the Ural Mountains. Led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, the group was well prepared for the harsh climate, the unforgiving terrain, and the physical demands of the expedition. But what awaited them in those remote, snow-covered hills was something no one could have anticipated. Days after their expected return date, a search party uncovered a scene so haunting, so inexplicable, that it would go on to spark decades of speculation, controversy, and fear. Some of the hikers were barefoot in the snow. Some had massive internal injuries with no visible wounds. One woman was missing her tongue and eyes. To this day, no one truly knows what happened. This is the mystery of the Dyatlov Pass. January 1959. The Soviet Union. 9 university students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, all skilled in mountaineering and survival, formed a group to undertake a ski trek across the Ural Mountains. The team consisted of 8 men and 2 women, most in their early 20s. Their leader, Igor Dyatlov, had planned every detail. The objective? Reach Mount Otorten, a challenging route classified as Grade 3, the most difficult level of hiking at the time. They were last seen alive on January 28th, when one of the hikers, Yuri Yudin, fell ill and had to turn back. He would later be the only survivor, not because he escaped the fate of his friends, but because he never made it to the mountain. The group never returned. By February 12th, they were expected to send a telegram confirming their arrival. It never came. Family members grew concerned. Days passed. Eventually, the Soviet authorities authorized a search. On February 26th, rescuers discovered their tent, half buried in snow, eerily silent. But it wasn't just abandoned. It had been torn open from the inside. The bodies. What followed was the discovery of one of the most disturbing scenes in modern forensic history. Just meters from the tent, 2 bodies were found near a makeshift fire. They were barefoot, dressed only in their underwear, their hands showing signs of burns, as if they'd tried to warm themselves before succumbing to the cold. 3 more bodies, including Igor Dyatlov himself, were found nearby, spaced out as if they were crawling back toward the tent, desperate, disoriented. But the final 4? Their discovery would only deepen the horror. They were found 2 months later, buried beneath several feet of snow in a ravine. Unlike the others, their injuries were severe. Lyudmila Dubinina had crushed ribs and was missing her tongue and eyes. Another had a shattered skull, internal damage comparable to a car crash, yet their bodies showed no external wounds. It was as if they had been hit by something invisible, something powerful, something that left no trace. And there was more. One body had foam around the mouth. Some of the clothing tested positive for radiation, and their skin, some of it had turned a strange orange hue. Their positions, the injuries, the scattered items, all of it pointed to chaos and terror. But from what? Investigation. The Soviet investigation concluded rapidly and vaguely. The official report cited an unknown compelling force as the cause of death. That phrase, so empty yet so ominous, left more questions than answers. There were no signs of struggle, no foreign footprints, no animal tracks, no evidence of an avalanche or natural disaster. The tent had been sliced open from the inside, as if the hikers were trying to escape something or someone in a hurry, without stopping to dress or grab supplies. Their boots, their food, even a camera were left behind. Radiation levels on some clothing raised suspicions of nuclear involvement, while the orange skin color and gray hair in some bodies added a grotesque layer to the puzzle. And yet, the case was closed, quietly, without resolution. Theories. In the years that followed, a storm of theories emerged, each one attempting to explain the unexplainable. Avalanche? It remains the most accepted theory, but even that doesn't hold up under scrutiny. The tent was still partially standing, no clear debris pattern. The slope wasn't steep enough. Military testing? Some suggest the group accidentally wandered into a secret Soviet weapons experiment, perhaps parachute mines or radiological weapons. The injuries, the radiation, the orange skin, it all aligns a little too well. Infrasound? A rare meteorological phenomenon where wind passing over the mountain created low-frequency sound waves that triggered panic and disorientation. Could fear alone have driven them to run into the snow, half-dressed? Paranormal? Theories range from alien encounters to interdimensional portals. A popular one speaks of a Yeti attack, though no evidence supports this. Interpersonal conflict? A fight between group members? But the forensic analysis showed no bruising or wounds consistent with human violence. Then, in 2020, the Russian government reopened the investigation. The new conclusion? Avalanche. Again. But many experts, as well as the families of the victims, remain unconvinced. The Dyatlov Pass incident is more than a mystery frozen in snow. It's a story of 9 bright young souls lost to the unknown, and a case that, even after 6 decades, refuses to thaw. What made them flee that tent? What shattered their bones without leaving a mark? What stole their eyes, their voices, their final moments? No one heard them scream. No one saw what they saw. All we have are footprints in the snow, a torn tent, and a silence so loud it still echoes through the mountains of Russia. This was Horror History to Sleep. Subscribe for more mysteries like this one. And now, sleep well, if you can.